so much of the success of somebody is in the decisions that you make on a daily basis on whether or not you're going to practice or you're not going to practice, or
Right.
what you're going to practice or how you're going to practice. And I get bombarded on a daily basis with emails. I can't even tell you how many. I probably get 200-300 emails a day from people that's exactly what they're always talking about is, I bought this course, but I don't know how to use it, or I learned how to do this, and I learned these things, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with all this stuff. And I get it. I mean, I've been a guitar teacher my whole life, and so that's where talking about this going, how do we personalize things to easier? Because some people, and it works perfect for them, and that's our course, so they buy a magazine or whatever, and they start getting lost. And the point of decision is, the first thing I've got on there at the end of this that will have all these on there, but it says the choices you make about your daily practice or failure of your guitar goals. And it's absolutely true. You get progress. Okay? It all comes down to what you're practicing. And that's Dan pencil in a piece of paper, and you still probably could, because there's a lot of stuff going on here, but you will get this PDF. But I want you to start thinking about how important it is, not that you're practicing, but what you're practicing and how you're practicing it. Right. Setting up goals, setting up a daily routine of things. And so I don't know if you want me to stop talking at some point, Dan, here. Otherwise, I'll just kind of keep going. But
yeah, I mean, well, give us an example of, one of the things that it took me a long time to get my head wrapped around is if you don't have a plan, you better plan to fail type thing. So, like, unless you have a specific... By the way, can you hear me okay, Steve?
I can hear you just fine, yeah.
Okay. You were kind of breaking up on me a little bit, but I got the concept of what you were talking about. The idea of, if you don't have a practice routine, like if you just have this kind of nebulous idea in your head that you'll get around to practicing, that probably ain't going to happen. And one of the things that I tried to do is put it and write it in stone. Like, okay, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. was going to be my practice time, and it didn't matter if I felt like practicing. It didn't feel like, it didn't matter what else is going on in the world unless there was some dire emergency. My butt was going to be in a chair with my guitar in my hand starting at 5 o'clock. And it's kind of like the old GPS navigation things, the roadmap appeared once the car started in motion, but like you don't really know where you want to go unless you get in there and just start. But just having that absolute rigid practice routine was a huge help for me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Is the big change for me started happening once I started realizing that instead of just playing things, I started organizing my practice. So the things that I was actually practicing, like if I was learning a song, I wasn't just learning a song because I liked the song, but I was learning the song because it would actually benefit me in a couple of different ways. If I was practicing a particular technique, I could take that technique and I could find a song that utilized that technique. So I was kind of winning twofold by doing things like that. There's a difference between practicing and playing or noodling.
Give us an example of what I hear you say that. What do you mean? Like noodling around versus just practicing? Okay, give us an idea of that.
Okay, so let's say, for instance, again, if my video is a little bit off, if you can hear my audio, that's going to help you enormously. But a practice routine would be like doing certain things that are beneficial to your right hand, to your left hand, the synchronicity of your hands, a visual situation. So let's say I was doing something like this. I was taking something like this. So I'm taking that idea and I'm developing it, right? So now all of a sudden, it's not like I want to play fast all the time, but I do have the availability of being able to use that within the context of a solo if I wanted to. I could take that idea and I could move it around. You see? So the trick is being able to take certain techniques, certain ideas, and being able to utilize them and nurture them to fruition so that something that you can use on your guitar when you go to play, whether it's rock, whether it's blues, whether it's pop, whatever it might be. If I'm just, sitting around going, I call it meandering. That's what I've always called it. And not that meandering is bad. Meandering has its benefits too. Like noodling on the guitar has its benefits. The difference is it's not isolating any particular fail systems that you've got in your playing and pulling them out and then trying to isolate those. So without boring you with talking the whole time, think about it this way. And this is in the PDF somewhere too, but what I want you to think about is the difference between what I refer to as an ego song and a project song. When you sit down to play guitar, a lot of times what happens is ego songs are songs ego, like pat yourself on the back. Ego songs are songs that are beneficial for you to learn in a short amount of time. They make you feel good. Maybe everything isn't exact, but they're quick wins. And they're things that people need to feel good about their playing. Project songs, on the other hand, are songs that require a lot more time and a lot more effort to be able to utilize. And you might start learning a project song and you get up to about measure 17 and all of a sudden measure 17 you can't play that. So you got to learn how to extract that measure number 17 and learn how to practice it and then put it back into what you're doing. Okay? So it's not a matter of doing 20% of scales a day and then 15% of technique a day. It all depends on your individual wants and your needs, your goals. That's what it's all about. So you see, that's what this is all about. Decisions delivering success. We have to make these decisions as to what it is that you want to do. We have to define short-term goals. We have to define your long-term goals. So every day, every week, every month, you're feeling success. Things are getting better. All of a sudden, instead of having 50 roads that you can go down, you're looking at this one path, and it's making sense to you. All this stuff you've been learning, these chords and these scales and these riffs and these songs, boom, all of a sudden everything has a forward motion. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Listen, if you're ready to take your guitar playing to the next level, then I'd like to invite you to go to GuitarZoom.com and sign up for a VIP membership, which gives you first access to my premium lessons each month, which are customized for your specific goals and skill level. Now, it's an awesome community of guitar players that love to play, have fun, and support each other's goals, and we'd love to have you join us. So go to GuitarZoom.com and sign up for VIP today.